Welcome to Sports Cards once again. As you're seeing on this screen here, I've recently started an online publication of articles about sports cards, and I wanted to just kind of introduce this to you as well as invite you guys to check it out and invite anybody who is interested in submitting stories to this to do so. And in this video, I'll talk a little bit about how this came to be and how you could submit your own articles for this as well. So as I've been growing my YouTube channel, I've been trying to figure out different ways to connect with the sports card community and to kind of get the words out there. And as I was doing different research about it, I came across medium.com, which is essentially, it's almost like YouTube, but it's for written articles. And so what my idea was to start writing my articles, basically turning my scripts from the different YouTube videos that I've created, writing them up into more formal articles, since the scripts were almost an article anyway, and then putting them up for people to be able to read. Part of the reason I thought this would be interesting is I had already basically written the article, so it didn't take me a lot of time. It's not taking me a lot of time to draft each article for this. I just have to format things a little bit differently, but it actually doesn't take that long because a lot of my videos they were written out scripts anyway. So at the beginning of September, I started a process of uploading an article every single day. My idea here was, just like on YouTube, once you have a certain number of followers, you're able to actually monetize your articles. Now, one problem is, a lot of the ones that do end up becoming monetized end up getting put behind paywalls. But you can also choose to have a lot of your articles not put behind the paywall. So what I've basically done is within 3 weeks, of uploading once a day. So again, I did a bunch of stuff in advance and uploaded like a pre-uploaded one for every single day for a month as kind of an experiment. Once you have 100 followers, you're able to monetize. I was able to get to a monetized state in about 2.5 weeks, which, considering for YouTube, it took me 10 months. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm already there. Now, I don't think the potential for making, monetizing your medium articles is probably a lot less lucrative than the potential in the YouTube space, but it's just another space that I find is an interesting space to learn about. And so I've been uploading these. Most of them I've kept to be, I've made effort to make sure the ones that are related to helping people make good decisions in sports cards are not put behind any kind of paywall, because I feel like that's information that should just generally be out there. Some of the ones that have taken me a bit longer to put together and more like historical, and the ones that have a larger reader base than just a sports card community, but like sports community in general, then those are the ones that tend to be behind a paywall. Now, if you are interested in contributing to this, to become a member of the media.com and to write articles, you don't have to pay anything. Now, if you want to start to do more with it, like there is a subscription that costs $50 per year, which for me, I did that since I was going to be writing, and since it also opened up my possibilities to read a lot more articles, and I just enjoy reading the articles on medium.com. There's a lot there. So I ended up paying paying $50 to get an annual subscription. And if you do decide you want to do that, if you use the link in the description box below, I actually get a little bit of kickback from Medium for any of the referrals that come through that link. So, if you do sign up, please do use that link below. But if you don't, like I said, I've keeping most of these articles open that aren't behind the paywall. And even those that are behind the paywall, you have a certain number per month that you can watch for free. So like this, I think I might have made this Michael Jordan star rookie card one behind a paywall. But I think on my publication, I think that might be the only one. The ones I'm putting on other publications, not my own publication, I'm kind of thinking of this publication here because there's no sports card related publications on Medium except for this one that I've created. There's a lot of sports ones, there's a lot of history ones, so I've uploaded some different articles into those publications and I put them behind the paywall. But the ones that are on my own publication at the moment, I'm not putting behind a paywall, except for maybe I'll do a handful. And if you ended up wanting to write any articles, the way that it would work is you would write your own article, and if you chose to want to become a writer for my publication, I could add you as a writer. You upload stuff, I accept it, and then if you get to the point of being able to monetize your articles, you get the advantages of that. The advantage of the publication is it's kind of a spot for everything to come to. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like if somebody's looking for something related to sports cards on Medium, my hope is that long term, this is kind of the base, that they come to this spot. And then from here, if there's other people that choose to write sports card related articles, they can also be seen here so that they can start to find their audience as well. Now, that being said, there's not much of a sports card community within Medium currently. There's a large sports community though, and I have noticed that from that, as I connect into different sports related publications, there are a number of people who are coming over and reading my sports card related articles as well. In fact, you can look at some of my stats. It's kind of interesting. So I've been doing this now for about 30 days. So I've got 209 fans, which is like YouTube followers, and more than 3,000 views and more than 1,000 reads in this month, which is pretty good. I think I have nothing to compare it to. I just uploaded this one like a few minutes ago. You can see, some of these will get a decent amount of reads, but like there are a few that I submitted to other publications. Like here we have a history of the T206 cards. It's been 833 people came to that one. Or I made a video about, or I made an article about my first monetized month on YouTube, which I had also made a video about, which got a lot, 1.2K. So these are some of the topics. It seems like the history related topics and money making topics tend to do the best. There was my one on Jack Johnson and Joe Louis, I think, that did pretty well. My Mickey Mantle one didn't do very well. I was surprised. So the types of articles that do well here aren't necessarily the same types of videos that do well on YouTube, but I still find it's been a very interesting experiment for me to try. And it's just another way for me to get the same content that I've been using. My strategy is kind of becoming a little bit more clear. I make a YouTube video, but from that I can chop it up, turn it into a few different Instagram and TikTok videos, maybe some YouTube short videos. I can turn the written script for it into an article for Medium. And then there's a few other like vocal.media and a few others. You can do the same script from your Medium article onto some other websites as well that have a similar kind of thing as Medium. I think Medium is a little bit better as far as creating a community, but there's other places that are somewhat similar to Medium that allow you to upload the same thing in several different places. Now that can affect your search results in Google if there's a bunch of articles that all have the exact same wordage. So I haven't really done that yet because I want to learn a little bit more about that. But generally, yeah, that's kind of my approach. So, the way I'm thinking about this is because all I'm really doing is creating one piece of content, but then I can modify it in different ways for it to fit into all these different spaces. And it doesn't require extra work from me, but it creates an extra spaces for connecting with a community, for connecting with the audience, and for potentially getting some of this to become monetized over time. So I wanted to share this with you guys just because it's been useful for me. And I think for some of you guys, especially if you guys are making YouTube videos, or if you like the idea of making YouTube videos, but the whole video editing process is not very attractive to you, the idea of writing stories or articles it could be attractive to some people. So if that's your thing, I invite you to come over and check out Medium with my link in the description and see what you think about it. And if you do end up deciding to try to write some sports card related articles, tell me about that. I can add you as one of the writers on sports card once again very easily. If you do want to write, like you'll notice if you go to this website and you click on the Write For Us page, I have an article here. All you need to do is just let me know on this article that you want to be a writer for, and you want to submit some articles to this publication, and I can add you very easily. I just need to know your username. And then whenever you write an article, you can upload it to this publication and I just say accept, and then boom, there it is. If you start to get other people who are interested, I could see it be a little bit of a hub that's kind of just built from us where, like as the creator of the publication, I don't actually get any specific advantage from other people submitting to my publication, but I'm hoping that it becomes kind of a base where at least a handful of people who are interested in writing articles can submit it, and then people can come to this one centralized place that will have a number of different articles from a number of different people. That's at least in my vision. I don't know if there's other people out there who want to write articles about sports cards, but if you do, I invite you to come check this out and let me know, and we'll see what we can do with this, because I think it's good. I mean, it's nice to have different places where you can engage with sports cards in interesting ways. I think YouTube has been wonderful for that, but sometimes I don't want to watch a video. Sometimes I want to read an article, and there are some sites out there that have some good articles there. But in order for just general people to share their thoughts in some of those spaces, it's not, you can't like become a writer for some of those other publications. Medium is a little bit more open to all, like YouTube is. So even if it's just like you have an idea on one thing and you want to write one article one time, like you can, and you share it. And there's a place where people can read it. So I think it presents an interesting opportunity for people who want to share their thoughts but not have an entire like publication, not have an entire website dedicated to like writing regularly or submitting a bunch of articles, but just for whenever you're inspired to share some ideas. It's almost like a blog post, but then it can be a place where a blog post, gets centralized into one publication. Anyway, that's all for this video. I just wanted to share this and hear your thoughts and just let you know. I'll let you know over time how this is going. I just monetized myself recently, so I don't know how it's all gonna work out, but I'm getting a decent amount of viewers, as you could see. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I'm getting a couple hundred views every day on my articles, and it's pretty solid, pretty regular. So I find it interesting. I'm enjoying it. So anyway, that's it for this video. I'll catch you next one. Peace.